is going on, everyone? What the heck is a CDD? All right, we're going to talk about a CDD today, and I'm going to talk to you guys because this is something that we get all the time, especially people coming from out of state. They're like, what the heck is a CDD? I'm going to give you the verbatim, definition, but then I'm going to break it down and kind of show you, exactly kind of what to look for and how it really is not beneficial in certain ways. But ready? Here's verbatim. A CDD. Here's how the process of a CDD works. A developer proposes a new community, say a 500-home master plan subdivision in Riverview. The developer petitions the state or local government to establish a CDD over the community's land. The CDD is authorized and issues bonds, essentially, I can't even say the word, borrowing money from investors to pay all the infrastructure. So think of it like this. It's almost like saying that the developer got a mortgage to pay for the infrastructure, right? And pretty much, if you really look at it, it's mostly like pools, to be honest with you. Even though there's other stuff, when you see a CDD community, it's pretty much pools. But anyway, the developer builds roads, amenities, and systems using the bond's proceeds. Let's just say a mortgage. As homes are sold and homeowners move in, those homeowners begin repaying the bonds. So as a developer, I take the bond, I build the infrastructure, I build the amenities and all that stuff, and then when you buy the house, you pay back that bond. The annual CDD assessment continues until the bonds are paid off, typically 20 to 30 years. This is where everyone gets it wrong. After the bond is retired or paid off, a smaller ongoing operation and maintenance fees typically continues because there's usually maintenance on everything. And then people go, well, what about the HOA? This is where it changes. When you live in a CDD community, and how many people of you live in a CDD community, you'll see that you'll have a CDD and then you also have an HOA. So now that I said that, let's backtrack because now everyone's like, wait, what? Okay. When you buy a home, let's say there's two different homes. Let's just say an HOA community for all I care. You have two different areas. You have this one area, which is like Summerfield, right, in Riverview, which has no CDD, and everything was built within. There was no bond or anything. And they have two pools. They have pickleball, tennis, weight room, cardio, indoor basketball, the whole nine. There's no CDD, okay? And there's only a quarterly HOA, which is really cheap compared to what you get. That's it. You pay your taxes, and you pay a quarterly HOA. To me, one of the best price points what you can get in the community out there. Then there's communities that you have your taxes, and then on top of it, you have a CDD, which could be $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a year, which you're paying back the bond to live in that community. And then, wait a minute, but I also have an HOA. You're right, but this is where it's different. Whereas the HOA in Summerfield covers all that, the pools, all that stuff. When you live in a CDD, the CDD maintenance fee normally covers all that, and the HOA is the governing law. It's the governing law, and it also might take care of the signs outside or the lawns or whatnot, right? So now what happens is where there's normally an HOA, it steps back and it's the governing laws and the CDD takes precedence. You ever been driving and you'll see no CDD, right? No CDD community. And you're like, oh, wow, no CDD. Normally when you see that and it has a pool, it still has a high HOA. It's like the HOA is $900 or $1,200 a year, right? It's just another way to get around it. So ask yourself, what's the benefit of living in a CDD community? There's your question. What's the benefit? Now, some people can say, well, Waterset in Apollo Beach has sports complex and slides and pools everywhere and pickleball. Okay, where you're paying for that lifestyle. And that CDD community comes with a lifestyle. But there's other CDD communities that don't come with a really good lifestyle. They're just kind of So why live there? Because here's the thing. And this is one thing that's super important. Let's say you're looking at two separate homes. They're both exactly the same price. $300,000 for a 3-2, $300,000 for a 3-2. Follow me here. You're approved for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $300,000, a 4-bed. It doesn't matter, but you're approved for $300,000. But this house right here. This is in just an HOA non-CDD, and this is in a CDD. Guess what? You can't afford this house anymore because now the CDD bill brings your taxes and everything higher that the debt to ratio income you can't buy it. So what happens is when you're looking at the same price point, you can buy more expensive in non-CDD and less expensive in CDD. And this is why a lot of times when you're trying to sell your home, especially in like more of a buyer's market, and you have a high CDD, less buyers can buy your homes. You might say, why are they not buying my house? Why are they buying something else? Because now your home is unaffordable. And how many of you have ever had it to where you've had somebody try to buy your house and then the financing fell through because some of the lenders don't even know what the hell's going on with the CDDs. And they're like, oh, wait, they can't afford this. The taxes are too high. Yeah, the taxes are too high because there's a CDD involved, right? So think of it like this. I'm like, oh, my mortgage payment's only going to be this. Because think about it. If a CDD is like $4,000 a year, your payment, that's $300. The craziest thing is if you take $4,000 off the price of a house, you have to minus that, do the math, over 30 years. So what are you looking at? $8, $9, right? But when you're talking about $4,000 a year, that's like $300 a month. So CDDs can drastically impact the purchase power of a buyer. I'll get more into it. I obviously have the link to the blog. You can read all about it. You can do all your due diligence and learn all about CDDs. Please do, because it's super important to understand that. Understand the pros and cons to it. Especially, here's a quick one. If you're going to put a pool in your house and then you're going to live in a CDD community, think about that. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.